He looked me dead in the eye and said, "I don't see anyone standing in line." Right in front of the elderly folks, he just skipped. Arrogant, smug, like the rules didn't apply to him. But you know what they say about karma? Sometimes, karma needs a little push. If you've ever seen someone blatantly disrespect others and wished you could serve up a little instant justice, hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories that prove the universe sometimes, without help, has a way of balancing the scales. Because today's revenge? Oh, it's served crunchy and cold. It was just a normal afternoon. I was at the local grocery store. Nothing glamorous, nothing dramatic. Just me, my cart, and a short list of things I needed to pick up. Now, the store has 2 lanes. One for everyone, and another specifically marked for senior citizens and people with disabilities. They even provide plastic benches near that lane, so those who need a break can sit while still holding their place in line. And that day, there were a few elderly folks already seated, patiently waiting their turn. Quiet, respectful, just trying to get through their errands like everyone else. Then he showed up. You know the type. Late 30s, Bluetooth headset glued to his ear, designer sunglasses indoors even, though it was cloudy as hell outside. He was dressed like he thought he was on the cover of a camping magazine, and he was dragging a cart full of gear: sleeping bag, camping stove, marshmallows, paper plates, instant noodles, you name it. But instead of joining the back of the priority line, or even asking, this guy struts up and cuts directly in front of the seated seniors. At first, I blinked, thinking maybe he didn't see them. Maybe it's a mistake. But no, this wasn't ignorance. It was entitlement. I cleared my throat and said, "Hey, they're already in line." He turned his head slightly, didn't even bother making eye contact, and said with a smirk, "I don't see them standing in line though." Boom, just like that. Dismissive, condescending, like the people sitting just didn't count because they weren't upright. I looked over and saw the hurt flash across one elderly woman's face. A man next to her shifted uncomfortably, but said nothing. They didn't want conflict. They didn't want trouble. And so, I shut up. But inside, I was simmering. How dare he? I clenched my fists around the cart handle. My jaw tightened. I replayed the moment in my mind a dozen times, imagining different versions where I'd put him in his place. But I didn't want to escalate it in front of those folks. He'd already humiliated them enough. But karma doesn't always work on its own. Sometimes it needs a little help. And then I saw it tucked in the corner of his cart. Almost hidden beneath a pack of noodles was a single can of butane, gas, just one, essential for his little portable stove. The linchpin for his entire trip, I bet. The guy was now pacing back and forth in the checkout lane, still barking orders through his headset. Distracted, oblivious. That's when it hit. May looked down at my cart. I looked back at his hand like a scene from a heist movie. I leaned over, casually, like I was just adjusting something on my own cart. And in one swift, practiced motion, plucked the can of butane, disappeared into mine. No one saw, especially not him. He was too busy bragging about making great time on the road and getting the last good campsite. He paid for his haul and strutted out like he owned the place. Me, I paid for my stuff, including one little can of butane, and walked out. Cool as can be. Somewhere not too far from here, that same smug guy pulled up to his dream campsite. He probably told his buddies how he outsmarted the world, how he handled the grocery store situation. Like a boss, he unrolled his sleeping bag. He laid out his instant noodles. He even unpacked his tiny portable stove. Maybe salivating at the thought of hot ramen, roasted marshmallows, a hot cup of coffee. And then, reality struck. No gas, no fire, no warm food, just a cold realization. A crunch of dry noodles. And hopefully, the echo of his own arrogance ringing in his ears. There's something poetic about that moment. Not because I ruined his day, but because the universe rarely gives you such a perfect chance to serve justice in silence. Sometimes, the best revenge doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be. If that little dose of karma made you smile, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And hey, if you love stories where the bad guys get exactly what they deserve, you know what to do. Subscribe and stick around. More delicious justice is just around the corner.